Good?
All good.
All right, we'll go ahead and call the Board of Zoning Appeals to order at 5 PM. We get a roll call.
Mr. Golis,
Here.
Ms. Curley,
Here.
Mr. Andrus,
Here.
Mr. Reed,
Here.
Chairman Rowe.
Here. All right, could I get approval of the May 28, 2025 regular meeting minutes and June 11, 2025 special meeting minutes?
Yes, I will motion to approve both.
I'll support.
Roll call.
Ms. Curley,
Yes.
Mr. Golis,
Yes.
Mr. Andrus,
Yes.
Mr. Reed,
Yes.
Chairman Rowe.
Yes. All right, before we get started, I just let everybody know, I know there was a comment made earlier about if you're planning on speaking for or against the matter or presenting your case, just make sure you're signed in at the podium. When we call your case, step up to the podium, state your name, address, and then give us a little bit of background on the variance request, and we'll go from there. So, and this is a board of 5, you have 5 of us here, so you'll need 3 yes votes for your variance to be accepted. So with that, we'll go ahead and get started. Our first waiver is W1750-25, waiver of ordinance 083-2024, section 1155.01A, relating to accessory structures. Location is 570 South Stevens Street. The applicant owner is Sean Sims.
How you guys doing?
Good.
Hello.
Never done this before, so
You're
I'm
good.
not sure what I'm supposed to do, so.
Just state your name, address, and then just give us a little bit of background on the
Okay,
variance
yeah.
question, and make sure you're signed in.
Sounds good. My name's Sean Sims. I live at 570 South Stephen. So I don't have a backyard, as you can tell. So we just wanted to put the structure on the side of our house. Neighbors are all for it. They think it's gonna be, you know, it's gonna look perfect. We already got it made, it's painted, looks perfect. So just, you know, just wanted to know if it's gonna be okay for us to do it, so.
All right, any questions from the board?
Is it going to be placed within the 5-foot utility? Do we know that? Is it outside of the easement?
Mr. Chair, there is a 5-foot utility easement along the property line. So are you, is the applicant going to be outside of that 5-foot distance from the property line?
From what I'm aware, it would be yes.
That would be the only concern of public service and building and zoning.
All right, any other questions from the board? Correct. Yeah. So whoever makes that motion, just make sure we stipulate the 5-foot in that motion request. Is there anybody else here to speak for or against the matter? All right, with that, I would entertain a motion.
Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion to approve W-1750-25 with the stipulation that the structure not be placed in the presumed 5-foot utility easement.
I'll second.
Roll call.
Mr. Andrus,
Yes.
Mr. Reed,
Yes.
Mr. Golis,
Yes.
Ms. Curley,
Yes.
Chairman Rowe.
Yes. All right, you're all set. You can follow back up with building and zoning.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, our next waiver is W1752-25, waiver of ordinance 083-2024, section 1155.01A, relating to accessory structures. Location is 5120 Brown Road. The applicant owners are William and Patricia Lewis. So same thing, just state your name, address, and then make sure you're signed in and give us a little background on the variance request you're looking for.
All right, my name is William Lewis. Most people call me Fred. I think both are okay. We live at 5120 Brown Road, and we want to put in an above-ground pool. I think you have it there, 12 by 21. And run the electric from the house and stuff like that that goes with the pool. We're gonna have to put it in the side yard because we have a geothermal unit, and those things stretch from the driveway you see there, the gravel driveway on the right. They go almost that gravel driveway directly behind the house and the pool, and they extend almost to the neighbor's yard. On the other side of the house, there's also a septic field, so it kind of, and electric lines. So it kind of prevents us from putting it over there. And behind the geothermal unit, there's a pond. So that limits us to where we can put it. And we're looking for a zoning variance so we can install a pool there.
I don't even know if your records, do you even know the geothermal layout?
Mr. Chair, we do not. However, I don't know if geothermal piping restricts anything to be placed on top of it or not. This is an above-ground pool, not an in-ground pool, which I would understand on an in-ground pool that would disturb the geothermal piping, but I don't know if the geothermal system restricts any weight on top of it.
That's a lot of water. It's a lot of weight.
Distributed, though.
Distributed by 21 feet, I guess. But
The installers told me I couldn't put anything on top of it, so that's all I have to go by.
So the 43 foot that you got marked on that sketch, that's 43 foot from your driveway. Do we know what the dimension is from the front, I guess, that garage corner?
From the, no, I don't think we marked that out. That driveway's a circle drive, there's another 30, 40 feet to the road.
Because we don't truly know what our.
You can look at your
what
satellite
we're
map.
Trying to approve.
It took us a little while to decipher your sketch.
How's that?
But if I point out where this is located on the site plan,
Sure.
is
East,
not next one, this one, right? Is there
There's
another?
another one pointing above that.
No.
you go,
Is that it's being located
there,
right here,
yes,
where
Correct.
the arrow is being moved.
correct.
So I guess my question is that we don't have anything definitive on what we're really asking for the variance request, right? Because right now I have an arbitrary number of 43 foot from the driveway, but I don't have anything from a corner of the structure. I mean, accessory structures have to be placed in the rear of the rear of the primary structure, so.
Correct. So the primary. The primary structure is right here,
Yep.
and
I guess my question is, who is, when this pool goes in,
Well, no, that's Google Earth.
who's gonna tell?
Better.
I guess we're just approving
Thinking
that
he's
it's
putting
allowed in
it
the
here,
side yard setback and there's nothing
Between
gonna
the.
be
access
restricted
drive
as to
and
how
garage.
close they're gonna be to the
Because he says he's got
front
geothermal
versus
here,
rear of the house?
so it's really going to be the side yard here.
Correct.
You can't see it, but there's an access door on that side. That's what we're aiming for, is to be able to walk through the
So
garage.
there-
and out to-
We're
So
more
it's a
concerned
side
about the
yard
distance.
between the structure
Two.
and the driveway.
You have that
Not
many.
clearly in the rear, which would be from this area
He
back.
said that he's got either geothermal.
Not in the front, because you've got, is that the driveway, or what is
Yeah,
this?
it's a circle drive with
Yeah.
an island.
So it's back in here on the side yard.
Yes,
And how far is it from the structure?
whatever it said there.
They've got marked 13 feet.
13
from
feet,
the side.
and then 15 feet from
The drive,
the driveway.
gravel drive.
But Mike, your question is basically from the front of the house?
Yeah, I mean, usually we take
From that front
measurements
corner.
off of like
Right.
corners of a structure, not a arbitrary gravel driveway, stone drive, whatever it is. And, I mean, I'm okay, but the problem is when you gotta figure this out in the field, I don't,
So it's supposed to be 43 feet
Do
here.
you know how far
See, so
south the pool is from the front face of the
that's
house?
43 feet.
I couldn't tell you. I mean, if you needed, that actually is we got, that's the only latitude we got is to move that back 5,
But see,
10
that-
feet
that's
if you
kind of
needed
a
to.
Bizarre
It wouldn't be a problem.
dimension to take.
It's not gonna
such
interfere
an
with anything.
angle.
We just try to stay away from that tree, dropping leaves and stuff
See,
like that.
that's
That's
not
all we were
really-
doing.
Yeah, because I understand
Because
what
it's
Chairman
at an
Rose
angle.
asking is, usually the measurements come from some fixed object or structure on the
Like-
property, not from driveways and edges like that. Or from property lines that are, identified by a surveyor, but.
I guess we could do a Google Earth thing and put the measurement on it, but that's all I know to do
But
right now.
you are attesting to that,
is it in line? It looks like it's, I mean, I know your drawing's not the sketch, your sketch isn't the scale, but it appears as though you're trying to hug the rear of the house, that garage door on the backside. Is it gonna be in line with that?
It's going, the rear garage door? No, it will be maybe, it'd be a guess, maybe 15 feet further up, because there's a tree, right where our names are, there's a tree right there, which we're trying to stay away from for obvious reasons with a pool.
Are we down here?
I would say it looks like it's closer to being in line with the front of the house then.
I mean,
See, look, see, that says south.
Yeah, Brown Road's up there.
Yeah, Brown Road, so south of Brown Road.
you could just say it can't exceed past the front
See-
of the, but don't forget, we still got a fence situation. So we got it, so whatever the fence and everything,
Yeah.
you can't exceed past the front.
Where?
It's possible.
Right,
It could be
that's the tree.
aligning to the front. of
This
the
tree
house.
here,
Yeah.
so in here,
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
that's what,
Looks
so it's
like
gonna be behind the face of the house, in front of the
We
house?
don't know, we don't have the dimension, that's the question.
But if we go to the middle of this drive here,
So I think,
like right here, it said 43 feet, right?
Right.
that
See,
whatever
right-
we
right
have
there
as a
43
barrier,
feet, so it's
I
gonna be.
think that's where it's gonna go.
Is the intent that the front, when I say front, I mean towards the front of the property, that the pool is going to be back from the front face of the house?
Yes,
and
By Google Earth, I'm guesstimating by about 10 feet, 10
That's-
feet or so.
that's
The-
fair. There are two trees involved.
Yeah, there
One-
is a tree there.
There's two. There's
The-
one, right?
There's one up in the front,
Mhm.
you
And
know,
we're,
near your front circle driveway.
we're trying to avoid both of those because of the roots.
but I
and
think
whatever.
regardless, we don't want to see a fence either. past
Yeah, because
the
you have to have
front.
a fence too.
Yeah, the original idea was to fence around the pool deck if we were able to do that.
So I guess if whoever's making a motion, I think I would make it very clear that whatever we're doing with this pool, it's not exceeding past the
front.
front of the
Past
house,
the front of the house. It
Correct.
cannot be,
That's not,
Yes.
that's not our idea.
including fence,
Including the
whatever,
fence.
yeah.
What's between the rear of your house and the pond?
Between the rear of the house and the pond, there are geothermal lines that go
That's where
between
they're
the
at?
gravel drive and the neighbor's property
Okay.
west. They're very large. I don't know how deep they are. There's electric for that stuff too.
Normally, they're at least 5 feet deep.
I get real nervous because there's a slope to the pond, right? So you're gonna level it out. How deep you're gonna have to go?
Are they in the pond?
What's it? No.
I'm sure they all
Okay.
go to the
I
pond.
mean,
Sometimes they did them in the pond, sometimes they did loops back and forth in the
I
ground.
think that's the case, but I've never been told what they're
So-
saying.
Minimum, usually 5 feet to put them in the ground, because that's where you get to 55 degrees, so. They probably told you not to put anything on it in case they ever have to maintain it.
Service.
Well, there is that too.
Yeah.
I didn't think about that. I just went by what the man told me about. because of the angle. I mean, it all pitches, you know how to build, they build the houses up on the farm fields, and it all pitches back towards that pool. And so to dig down in the north portion to level out the pool, I don't know how far down we're gonna have to go.
Okay, gotcha.
So we're talking about the area to the east of the house,
East of the house.
between an access drive, it looks like it goes to an outbuilding,
Yeah.
13
boulevard.
feet off the house. And the front of it is definitely going to be further back than the front of the
Yes.
house. And any
Fence and all.
fencing that would be surrounding that pool would either line up with the front of the house or be
Yeah,
past
we're-
the front of the house.
Correct.
Behind, yeah.
No
We're not
closer
going
to the
past front of
street.
the house.
So would that be the way to possibly frame a motion?
I think so. All right, any other questions from the board? Anybody else here to speak for or against the matter? With that, I would entertain a motion.
Well, Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion to approve. It's W 1752-25 with this, with the condition that the front of the pool or any fencing must be further back from the road than the face of the house. Must be behind that front of the house.
I'll second.
Roll call.
Mr. Andrus,
Yes.
Mr. Reed,
Yes.
Mr. Golis,
Yes.
Ms. Curley,
Yes.
Chairman Rowe.
Yes. All right, you're all set. You can follow back up with building and zoning as well. All right, our next waiver is W 1753-25, waiver of ordinance 083-2024, sections 1155.01A and C relating to accessory structures. Location is 2946 Camelot Drive. The applicant owner is Ahmad. Need some help. Abdul Haq. I don't know. I probably messed that up. Sorry.
Ahmad Abdul Haq.
Same thing, make sure you're signed in and state your name and address, and then give us a little background on your request.
Okay, my name is Ahmad Abdul Haq. I live on 2946 Kamlet Drive. I'm trying to put a shade in the backside in the house. And the shade, I don't know the rules about the Oregon. They're supposed to be like 3 feet from the house. So I built this one like 10 inches from the house. And it's already built. And it's hard to move it.
I mean, even if you use a side yard setback, there's no reason that you're not constrained. I mean, look, I drove by it earlier. It looks like there's plenty of room to shift and still maintain a 3-foot side yard setback, right?
So if I move it, it's gonna be more worth for the neighbors. And I have like a door from here.
I'm reading through one thing here. So, I mean, I don't know that I know exactly what the distance is. I don't think we have a sketch that showed us how far you are.
From the house?
Well, I know how far you're from the house. I saw that. But I don't know the distance between that shed and the property line.
The other side?
Let me see if this other.
I measured it, but I forgot.
I don't think that was given to us, right? right, so we've got do we not have, doesn't this accessory structure also have to sit in the back?
Yeah, I
Right.
thought so.
So we got two issues here. We're too close
Has
to
to
the
be
house and it
behind the
needs to be
house.
in the rear of the property. And there's definitely room in the rear of the property,
Well,
kind of, maybe.
Mr. Chair, I believe this is a corner lot, correct?
Yeah, it is.
So as a corner lot, the applicant can designate front versus rear. And so that's why the only issue here is the location
All right,
to the main structure,
They're le-
because they're designating then
Lawson,
that is the rear.
that Lawson Street is there, okay,
Yes.
all right. All right, then obviously we got code issues with a building being too close to another building and all the fire code items too, but. All right. Does anybody else have any other questions from the board?
What was the reasoning for the concrete slab underneath the shed?
What do you mean concrete?
You have a concrete pad
No,
underneath.
it's like wood.
What is the foundation? What's under it?
I don't think it's got it.
Is it on
Sir?
skids?
No, not skid.
What is that white?
It's wood.
That's wood?
Yeah.
So essentially it could be skids.
Correct.
Or does he put wood down and put the shed on top of it?
It's not large
It's wood
enough.
and I cover it with the material.
It's not big enough to require a foundation.
Right.
It's an accessory
No,
structure, so
I
he
was-
doesn't need one.
I was looking at it from the standpoint of
Moving,
moving.
Yeah.
moving, I got you.
It's not concrete.
Right.
You know,
No, it's
if
not
it was on skids, it could be pulled over.
Yeah,
That's what I'm thinking too. It's probably cheaper for him to move it than to fire rate it.
Yeah, because it's either fire rated or move it.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that the shed would have to be, in order to code, they would have to be fire rated, is that correct?
That is correct, if it is a permittable, but this is under the permittable size. It is only 120 square feet, and what is only sheds that are larger, or accessory structures that are larger than 200 square feet in residential need a permit. So you are correct, and that's, I believe, why it's in the zoning code, but that's why it is a zoning violation, not a building violation.
any other questions from the board?
Just one other question. Do you have to get a permit to put a shed in, no matter what size it is?
Zoning.
You have to get a zoning permit, yes.
Was there a zoning permit in this?
No, not until it was, I believe, based on a complaint.
So just to clarify, if he were to move it 3 feet from the existing house and declare that to be his rear yard, then there'd be no violation. He could just obtain a zoning certificate.
That is correct.
Okay.
And you are permitted to do accessory structures 3 feet from the property line. And if there are any overhangs, those can encroach that 3 feet by 1 foot.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Anybody else here to speak for or against the matter? Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead and step up to the podium and, again, sign in and state your name, address, and then whatever, feel free to speak on the matter.
My name is Oscar Garcia. I live at 566 Lawson, so I'm kind of catty corner to him, I guess you could say. I mean, we talked to most of the neighbors, and nobody even knew about this zoning issue, and nobody's bothered by it. So when you say it's kind of a complaint, I don't know, it kind of makes me wonder who would have complained, because nobody really, it doesn't matter. But anyways, so you said this is a zoning issue, not a building issue. And then you said it can be moved by skids?
Well, it appears from the pictures and from the conversations we've had, it's not mounted on a permanent foundation, so yeah, it could be pulled over.
Yeah, I looked at it, it's like, he just laid the 2x4s and then put some plywood sheeting on it.
Mm-hmm.
So nothing's like screwed together, nothing's secured in the ground or nothing.
Right.
But I was over there and I was talking with him and I was saying, you know, I could help you move it, but that thing is way too heavy. I mean, and if you even get 4 or 5 guys to move it, it'd probably just bend up and then it'd be garbage at that point. So I'm just curious, you guys mentioned skids. I don't know what skids are really, but it'd be pretty hard to move that. I mean, unless you can show me what skids are, maybe we could find somewhere to rent them or.
So they were referring to just basically wood that's on the ground that it's sitting on top of. So from what you've described, I'm not sure I understand why that shed can't be slid across that plywood.
We tried to slide it.
And it's
Like
not,
I attempted to kind of just pull it a little bit and it wouldn't budge.
is it anchored to the plywood?
No.
Then it should slide.
Okay.
And it might, like you said, might take a couple more guys, you know, or
Yeah.
some ingenuity, you know, there's probably not enough room to get a truck in there, but maybe a, you know, 4-wheeler or something, or a tractor if you know anybody. But the reason that that 3-foot minimum though is in the code is for fire safety reasons.
Okay.
So, you know, you can imagine if there's lawnmowers, fuel, things like that stored in that shed and it catches on fire, it's right up against the house, it can spread to the house, and that's our concern.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But was that a stick-built shed, or did that come as a unit? In other words,
It was dropped off like that,
or
No,
did
he
you frame
built
it
it.
up and build it?
He built it. He built it.
so you could take it apart too if you had
So
to.
if I take it apart, I will throw it away. It's garbage.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cheap one, and I don't know why I buy it.
I honestly, I believe with enough people, you could probably get it to slide on that plywood.
You know, a PVC pipe, dig a little on the edge, get some leverage under there, roll it. There's ways to move it.
Really only needs to be moved a little over 2 feet. If it's 10 inches from the house, you know, it's 2 foot 12, or 2 foot 2 inches.
So essentially in line with that post there, on that farthest post there on the left.
3 foot from the house.
Just 3 foot from the house.
Okay.
And I think.
So, yeah, so we'd have to measure.
Right.
Okay. I don't think so.
So what you might need to do is extend that plywood floor that he built a little bit, and then just slide it right over on top of it.
Okay. Is there a time frame that you would give him to move it? Maybe a week?
We're
2
looking
weeks?
at a
Yes.
guy in charge over here. He-
Yeah, that's up to them.
Mr. Chair, we would give probably 30 days from this board's decision.
Okay. Okay, that's it for me, so.
Thank you.
All right, yeah.
Anybody else here to speak for or against the matter? All right, with that, I would entertain a motion.
Mr. Chair, I'll make a motion to approve 1753-25.
Now support.
Ms. Curley,
No.
Mr. Golis,
No.
Mr. Andrus,
No.
Mr. Reed,
No.
Chairman Rowe.
No. All right, so you understand, I believe it's gonna be 30 days you'll have to move it. And, I mean, again, that 3 foot is off your wall, so if it's 10 inches now, you got 2 foot, 2 inches, like Dave said, to shift it over is all.
Okay, my question, I can put it anywhere, just on the side. That's right?
Correct. As long as you're not in front of your house. 'Cause
Not from, what do you mean from the house?
So you can't go closer to the street. You can go,
Right.
what's that?
It's a back in the, that's back in the side, the back
You
in
can go
the house.
anywhere up to the front of the house. You just can't go past the front of the house towards the street. So if you
So
want
Which side my front house?
to, go back to the aerial, I'm assuming north. So you can go as far north as the edge of that. There you go, that line right there. You just can't pass that edge of the house. And you got to be 3 foot off the side.
Okay.
It's easiest just to pull it towards your neighbor, just a couple of feet.
So if you're looking at that picture right there, you would want to move it to the right.
I don't want to close this door.
You won't, I don't think,
No,
you-
you
I
won't.
think,
You don't
I
have
don't think
to.
you're going to.
You only have to move it about 2 foot. It looks like it's about 3 foot to get to that gate.
Okay,
You're just gonna have to, get a measuring tape, measure it from the wall right there of the house to the edge of the shed needs to be 3 foot. Said you're already at 10 inches.
I will try, but if not, I'm going to throw it away.
It's just,
But
it's
I
a
will
hassle.
try. My neighbors, they are helped me, and thank you for him. He said he will help me. And I will try to move it, but if not,
I would suggest, pipes and leverage
okay.
tends to
I will-
work.
I will try that. Well, thank you
So,
for this
my mom
advice.
and I move stuff all the time like this with just big PVC pipes and some leverage.
Okay,
All right, thank you.
thank you.
All right, our next waiver is W1754-25, waiver of ordinance 083-2024, section 1155.01A relating to accessory structure, and ordinance 101-2024, section 11. Nobody's here. Am I just reading all these numbers for no reason?
I'll make a motion to, no.
I guess we will push this one till next month. So with that, I guess we will adjourn the meeting at 5. No,
Table?
I guess I need a motion to defer this case since nobody is here to speak to the next meeting.
I'll make a motion to defer W1754-25 to the July meeting. Next meeting. We're not gonna have one next week, are we?
Roll call?
Mr. Andrus,
Yes.
Mr. Reed,
Yes.
Mr. Golis,
Yes.
Ms. Curley,
Yes.
Chairman Rowe.
Yes. All right, so we will adjourn the meeting at 5:34 PM. Thank you, everybody.
So you do need a permit